Welcome to DR47, Trust Your Body of Work. It is 5:30 in the AM on the dot. And today we are reading Relentless, From Good to Great to Unstoppable. And the title of today's video is Trust Your Body of Work. So this book, Relentless, is about competition. And the author categorizes competitors into three categories: coolers, closers, and cleaners. And that's basically the hierarchy of competitors. And he speaks of coolers as being the first line of competitors, guys who are competitive, guys who have the ability to be great but don't really take it upon themselves or embrace that opportunity. Whereas closers and cleaners works your way up to the best of the best. And what I want to start talking about today is this idea of competition. Competition drives me. It drives every single thing I do. If you tell me you wake up at 4:59, I'm going to get up at 4:58, and then I'll just keep going and going and going. There's a great video on YouTube, if you haven't seen it. It's with Will Smith, and he talks about hard work and discipline. And in the video, he says that I would highly recommend looking it up. But in the video, he just says, plain and simple, I will outwork you. If we're on a treadmill, I will stay on the treadmill longer than you. You will fall off the treadmill. I will stay on it. So he just has that matter-of-fact ability. And something that I want to say about competition, like I said, it drives me. So think in a real practical point of view. The reason that a belief in yourself, a belief more than your qualifications, a belief is the most important, is because it'll directly drive your actions. So my belief is that I'm the best father in the world, period. I don't believe that there's a better father than me in the world. Is that fact? I doubt it. I'm sure there's better fathers than me out in the world. But the most important part is I believe that I'm the best. I truly believe it. So my actions are dictated by that belief. So at the end of the day, if there's any possibility that I'm going to be the best father in the world, the only way it's going to happen is if I truly believe that. And that's the awesome thing about professional fighting, and why I love the UFC and other, whatever, professional fighting, because these guys believe that they're the best. They absolutely stinking believe that they're the best. And that belief is the absolute most important component of anything you want to accomplish. So whether I am the best father, it doesn't even matter. The most important part is that I believe I am. That directly impacts my actions. And the author, Tim Grover, he says, I'm 100% certain that if you bring me into any situation, I'm going to have a positive impact on you. So he says, if you bring me into a situation, I know I'm going to have a positive impact. And then he says, if that sounds like arrogant swagger, fine with me. I'm confident in what I do because I know whatever happens, I'm going to adjust and keep on rolling. So he goes on to talk about the difference between confidence and cockiness. Confidence, just having a complete assuredness in yourself that I'll adapt and evolve and overcome, and in the end I'll be fine. Confidence is that adding in ego, not having the ability to say when you mess up. And where he's going with that is this idea that cleaners, the best of the best competitors, cleaners have this thought that no matter what, I'm going to be fine. No matter what, I'm going to keep going with it. In my life, there's decisions that I have to make on a regular basis. In everyone's life, not just my life. Heck with me. There's decisions that you have to make. And some of them, it might be where to send your kid to school. It might be where to go to college. Take this promotion, take that promotion. So many variables that you have to deal with. And a non-cleaner, the non-top-of-the-line competitors are going to sit and stew and think, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Whereas a cleaner is going to make the decision. No, if it messes up, if it's the wrong decision, that's fine, because I'm going to evolve and I'm going to keep on going. And that confidence that I'm talking about, and I've been talking a lot about instincts, falling back on your instincts, and having the confidence to feel that, to be able to do that. It's not like you can just roll out of bed. It's not like you can roll, you're a child, 8, 9, 10, 12 years old. It's not like you can just trust your instinct, feel 100% content with it. The way that you build that instinct, he talks about instinct falling back on skill. The way that you can really, really trust your gut, trust your instinct, is by this video is called Trust Your Body of Work. The way that you can trust your instinct is by creating that infrastructure. What's inside of you, what's made up, by freaking hard work. That's really it. The reason I trust my instinct so much is because that I know that I outwork the competition. Plain and simple. The reason that I can go into a fight and feel comfortable, feel content with my gut and my instincts is because I know I worked harder than these guys. So in whatever you're doing, you can't just sit on your couch and say, I'm going to trust my instincts. No, you have to think and work harder than everybody out there. And then you can sit down in that situation and say, I'm going to trust my instincts. Why? Because you spent the last stinking years and years and years and years working harder than everybody else. And when you have that inside of you, that's self-confidence. That is self-confidence. My mentor, Dredd, my co-host and mentor, Dredd, my podcast, I was talking about, reactions and how you interact with people. And he gave me this analogy. He said, if you put water on a table and then you hit the table, water comes out. Right? Sounds simple. You put water on a table, you hit the table, water comes out. What that's saying, what's inside of you is what's inside of you. Your instincts are what you put into that cup. Your instincts are what you put into yourself. What's going to come out of you are those instincts. It's that body of work. Trust that body of work. And if you tell me you're working harder than everybody else, I'm going to ask you, are you really working harder than everybody else? Ask yourself that. Am I really working harder than everybody else? I could go on forever, but I'm going to narrow it down here. And here I'm trying to pick what to read. Here he says, I don't think you can understand relentlessness until you face your worst fears and you've experienced that internal response telling you what to do. Facing your fears. It's coming back to facing your fears. And I'm not talking about when you're with your friends closing your eyes and falling backwards. That old game of face your fears. No, the thing that you're afraid of, right? Andrew, Kathleen, that stuff you're afraid of. Maybe you just had a newborn baby and you're afraid. I'll give you an example. I have a son who's a month old. I have a daughter who's 3 years old. I'm a little bit nervous to take them to Moe's and sit down and have a meal. Maybe that's something I should do. Find that little thing in your life, within a comfort zone to push yourself and face those fears. And I'll wrap it up with this. It says, being relentless means having the courage to say, I'm going for this, and if I'm wrong, I'll make a change and I'll still be fine. Being relentless means having the courage to say, I'm going for this, and if I'm wrong, I'll make a change and I'll be fine. Trust your body of work. And the way that you trust that body of work is by creating a body of work. Are you working harder than the competition? Are you? That's what I would ask yourself. I can say, yes, I am. Can you? Thank you guys for staying here. Sorry to get all philosophical and dramatic on you. Thanks for coming. DR47, trust your body of work. I would say to you today, start creating your body of work. If you want to trust it, you got to create it. And you create it by putting in the hard work. So thank you for stopping by with DR47. I will be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to commit to it 5:30 tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Tell your friends. And in the meantime, hop on over to charlie-brenneman.com. Check myself, my co-host Dredd out on A Fighter's Mindset, the Spaniard podcast. A new one is coming out in 22 minutes at 6 a.m. this morning. Have yourselves a great day.